turned 38 a couple weeks ago. Israel Adesanya is 31 years of age. Adesanya, the taller man. You see Adesanya came in about 4.5 pounds below the championship limit. Adesanya with a reach advantage of 2 inches. All right, now for the main event introductions, the one and only Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Anthony Marnell Jr., Executive Director Bob Bennett. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Derek Clearly, Sally Amato, and Junichiro Kamijo. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This championship bout is sponsored by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC light heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, an undefeated mixed martial artist holding a perfect professional record. 20 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 201.5 pounds. Fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, by way of Lagos, Nigeria, presenting the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, the challenger, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 27 wins, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Warsaw, Poland, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Poland, Jan Blachowicz.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. You're gonna keep it clean, touch gloves, and let's do it.
Jan Blachowicz Jr. was welcomed into the world December 15th. His dad has got a big one in front of him tonight. And of course, Israel Adesanya trying to join Daniel Cormier and a few others in that exclusive fraternity / sorority, I guess, of simultaneous 2-division UFC champions. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Adesanya is in the white with gold trim. Jan Blachowicz is in the black and gold.
Israel was much more measured today. To the walk to the octagon, the music, even during the introduction. All business right now.
Both men seemed eerily calm.
Yeah, it's weird. It's got my heart beating even faster.
Blachowicz, the last 2 times we have sat down with him, he is just dripping with confidence. Understands the dangers and challenges in front of him tonight as Blachowicz lands to that lead leg of Adesanya.
Well, for him, it's all just about closing the distance and landing a bomb. And for Stylebender, it's all about technique and setup and just establishing dominance.
Izzy's a great counter striker, so you got to be very careful when you enter into range, right? You cannot throw caution to the wind because you'll run into something.
We'll see if Blachowicz tries to wrestle at all tonight.
The only person we saw wade into danger and live to talk about it was Kelvin Gastelum. Nobody else has been able to do it effectively.
Adesanya able to avoid that early left from Blachowicz.
Adesanya has a ton of respect for Blachowicz's awkward style of striking. That's part of the reason he was up to this challenge. I asked him, did you go up because Jan's the champion? He goes, no, I would have did it anyway. You know, and Jan is still out here fighting for respect whenever he's just flatlined just about everybody he fights lately.
Adesanya putting a 20-0 mixed martial arts record on the line tonight after 75 pro kickboxing wins.
And the small octagon, as you said, Joe, plays to Blachowicz's favor, being that he doesn't have to chase and give Adesanya as much space to operate in. But we saw that Izzy has the ability to stand and trade if he needs to. He's very tough, on top of so many other things.
And the problem is, once he stings you a few times and you feel those feints and you realize you can't hit him clean, you start getting a little bit hesitant.
Yep.
And you see that in fighters, and you saw that clearly in Paulo Costa.
Oh, man, that was bad. And let me tell you something, man. We're on Paulo Costa pretty bad, but that dude's a savage.
He is a savage.
Still is.
We're not on him bad.
No, I'm saying I have been on him pretty bad. You know, some of the excuses. I'm trying to apologize to him best I can. Yes, I'm trying to apologize as best I can, you know. But he's a beast.
You know, for him, it's a tough pill to swallow when a guy just dismantles you like Izzy did.
And Izzy sure did dismantle him, man. That was his greatest performance to date. And partly because of how good Costa is.
Yes. Blachowicz is a different kind of fighter. He's not a volume guy. He's one nuclear bomb at a time. That's the danger of him. Costa will hit you a few times before he puts you away. He swarms guys and takes them out.
And I think that's where Jan has made a lot of his improvements, right? He's not rushing. He takes his time. He understands that he doesn't have to throw a whole bunch in order to get you. He's got to just find a spot, set traps, stay in the fight until it's time to explode into you.
Adesanya said he expected Blachowicz to grapple early. That has not happened as yet. Adesanya, though, was complimentary of Blachowicz in terms of his striking style. Says he sort of created his own awkward style on the feet, and obviously he's parlayed that into a UFC light heavyweight title.
He's biting into all these feints, though.
He is.
He's having a real problem with that because Izzy's showing him all kinds of stuff. And when that happens, it's messing with his timing. It's messing with his confidence. Make no mistake about it, he can still take any man out with one shot. But it becomes less likely the more he buys into Izzy's game. And right now he's fighting the perfect fight for Stylebender. Stylebender's perfect fight. Fighting on the outside and making it a technical kickboxing match.
I mean, even if I'm Jan Blachowicz, I might just try to get to the clinch and start to weigh on Adesanya. He was smaller at the weigh-ins. You got to think Blachowicz weighs over 220 tonight. Izzy will still weigh what he weighed at the weigh-ins because that's his natural weight.
But what's interesting, though, is the speed advantage. It's really clear. And that's one thing that Izzy thought about gaining weight. He didn't want to lose any speed, and he didn't want to lose any endurance. He didn't want his body to feel different.
Nice. Yeah. To see if you leave and draw something out.
It's just fainting. Like
Draw something out.
But you can stop him from knowing when they're coming forward by just picking up your feints a little bit more.
Okay.
Then he won't know when they're coming. Because he doesn't know you're coming for the first place,
Yeah. Okay.
To show the different looks to get him to take his attention somewhere else and then go to where you want to go.
Okay.
Przymierzaj się powoli, żeby go wyjechać.
You should try to start taking over now.
Wodą musisz coś? Dobra, dawaj, mam. Go, guys. Let's go, come on.
Gotta love Eugene Behrman. He doesn't even want us hearing what he has to say, but it looks like they want some versatility in terms of the strike locations to set something up. Round two.
Let's fight.
Significant strikes in round one, if you care, unofficially. Blachowicz 16, Adesanya 10.
Blachowicz is doing a good job of checking these kicks.
Touched him with that right hand, but he needs more than that.
Blachowicz is doing a great job of checking, Joe.
Yeah, he checked that one nicely.
I haven't seen many of those inside kicks land for Stylebender.
Counter left for Blachowicz.
The thing is, Blachowicz is not planted when he's throwing these shots because he's eating all these feints.
Yep. Oh,
look at that.
That one landed by Adesanya.
Yeah. Oh, that's when it's a problem. That's when it's a problem, when he stands in front of Blachowicz.
That right hand of Blachowicz starting to become a factor.
And that jab, that was a nice jab.
And now that he's landed a couple jabs, he's throwing that outside leg kick.
Nice jab to the body, smart move. Ooh, looking for that question mark kick off the front leg.
Yeah, he's gone to that a couple times. Good head movement from Blachowicz. DC, surprised at all that we haven't seen Blachowicz try to wrestle, grapple, clinch at all?
Yeah, you know, I thought he might initiate some clinches, but, you know, Blachowicz needs to push a little bit because as we saw with Izzy versus Yoel Romero, he'll fight like this, right? He'll just pick him apart from the outside and not do much and win a victory, but it's a close first round, and obviously the second round started close again, but Izzy can fight this tit-for-tat style all night.
Yeah, and not even get a little tired.
And he has done this with those big power strikers, like I said with Romero.
Oh, there's the clinch. That's what he needs. He needs more of that.
Wearing on him.
That was a big moment. That was a big moment for Blachowicz.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Adesanya seemed to initially dispute the inadvertent foul, then apologized. Inside leg kick. Under 2 minutes here, round two. Body kick for Blachowicz. Body shot and then a left hand up top for Israel Adesanya. 90 seconds to go in the round.
Adesanya has to be so cautious because of Blachowicz's power that he's got to be almost perfect, right? You cannot make any mistakes with this guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Right over that way.
And that happens because sometimes Jan just kind of slides out of range when you try to throw low. See that? Look at him trying to slide out. Oh, yeah. That's right on the cup.
You ready to go? Okay, fight.
Nice stick and move by Adesanya. Flurry from Blachowicz.
I like that from Blachowicz. I like the throwing the punch to the clinch. I think that's his best opportunity.
He has got to stop biting on all these feints, though, Joe. Like, every single action. I don't know if Izzy hit him and he felt something, but he is reacting very big to every single feint that Adesanya throws at him.
Well, he's fallen into the trap that a lot of guys do with Izzy, where they get into a technical kickboxing match with a guy who's one of the most elite strikers in the world.
But, I mean, Jan Blachowicz is doing well. I'm not saying he's getting completely, you know, outstruck, but he just keeps biting on these feints and fakes.
But he is getting outstruck, and this is not the best opportunity for him to win.
Joe goes, but he is getting outstruck.
But he is. Like, look at that. Pop. I mean, he's definitely still dangerous. He's always dangerous. While he's standing on his feet, he can KO any man alive.
Absolutely.
But he's in a technical exchange.
Right here, you see Izzy throw the inside leg kick. Here comes another one. Tearing up the inside of the leg. Now look at Jan throwing that nice body kick off of his jab. Blachowicz right hand, lands on the chin. Charges into Adesanya, throws a combination, really gets in the range.
Keep throwing the jab and double up on the jab. Make sure you finish with the right hand.
Don't load. Just touch it.
Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. The Blachowicz corner calling for him to jab more often, double up on it. Numbers unofficially 43-32 Blachowicz in terms of these significant strikes landed.
Oh.
Socially, seems like most folks have it 1-1. 2-0 on that card.
Oh, he touched him with that left hook. Blachowicz getting a little closer now.
And that's what he has to do.
Oh, there
you got to be close to Adesanya in doing that. Oh, nice, beautiful double leg. Oh, he takes the back of Adesanya. Oh, nice knee there by Blachowicz.
Oh. Stylebender caught him.
Yep, he caught him.
He stung him
did
hard
not
there.
like that. Nope.
No, he stung him hard there.
Oh! Looked like Blachowicz raised the guard to prevent some of that damage.
Izzy starting to feel much more comfortable in front of him now.
Yeah, I think Jan is in a little bit of trouble. I think he got really hurt there.
I mean, the fact that Adesanya moves and feints and goes in and out of range, and he kind of gives him the head and shoulder fake before he throws. He's giving Jan a whole bunch of things to process, and Jan's having trouble keeping up just in terms of the reads right now.
Yeah.
Good combination from Adesanya. Blachowicz chooses to clinch.
This is what I'd like to see more from Blachowicz. Clinch, knee to the legs, try to slow him down, make him grapple, wear him out.
This breaks up all that freeness on the feet. Coming into the clinch, hanging on him, dragging on him, try to take him to the mat, just really reminding Adesanya that he's got takedowns to worry about this fight.
Adesanya making these clinch strikes count.
Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful opening. He made Jan Blachowicz try to get it back because he was slapping him in the ears. He made Jan open up, and then he got out of there.
Izzy's got to carry his hands a little bit higher as he enters into range with Blachowicz.
Jan's looking for that big left kick.
And he should be throwing it, right?
Yeah.
Because you can hit your opponent much further out, and you don't have to worry so much about the counters.
Yeah, when he switches southpaw, that's always his big move. He's got a very powerful left kick.
That jab of Adesanya starting to make its presence felt.
Popping the head back of Blachowicz.
And now that Blachowicz lead leg starting to show some real damage. Izzy a few times has held that right hand. It did look like maybe There was an awkward land that could have caused an injury. We'll keep an eye on that.
Oh, nice jab by Blachowicz. That one landed clean. Both of them did.
Heavy.
Oh. Ooh. One of the more significant strikes landed by Blachowicz there. 1 minute to go, round 3.
Here's the clinch again.
If Blachowicz just steps behind the leg when he goes right into the clinch, he would be secure in takedowns. Just needs to trip the moment he gets to the body lock.
Watch the low blows.
Numbers exceedingly close as we come down the stretch of round 3.
Very close fight. I think Blachowicz will have to put out more activity. But the issue with that is that Izzy does such a great job of making you miss and then making you pay.
Yeah. This is where you got to prove that your fitness is superior. Right here. Your middleweight, he doesn't cut weight. These are the ones that are going to take over you. Okay. After you get his upper body going, you tuck downstairs. Okay.
Here's Blachowicz, just touches him with that. I mean, no damage there, just catches him at the end. Here throws a knee, still no damage, but does manage to briefly get him down. Now here's an Adesanya left hand that just touches him. And there's the left hand that stung him. And there's a counter left by Blachowicz that was on the jaw. That got Izzy's respect.
You know, I think you go first round to Adesanya, second round to Blachowicz, third round to Adesanya. Very close fight, but I think Jan's going to have to put a little bit more out there, John.
Open scoring would be awfully interesting.
Yes, very. Because we were confused by the Aljamain Sterling fight.
Yeah.
Here's the clinch again.
But this time he's attacking the legs of Adesanya. Good job by Jan switching to a single leg. Up to the clinch, trying to lift the underhook. Adesanya needs to try to pummel back inside.
Oh, he landed a good right hand there.
Eugene Behrman said to Adesanya, who eats a big right hand, that these are the rounds in which you got to showcase your superiority. Blachowicz still very much in this fight, could be winning it.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he popped him with that jab.
He absolutely is. Jan Blachowicz is in this fight. I'd like to see Jan throw more kicks, man. Izzy's so heavy on that front leg.
Yeah.
Outside leg kicks by Blachowicz really pay dividends for him, especially when Izzy goes conventional.
Trevor Whitman, what do you have, sir?
Izzy is so sharp, but he does like to fight. I feel that Jan needs to make this a fight. He needs to start throwing at the body, slow the legs down, make him feel your size. In the clinch, he's making him feel his size a little bit, but he's letting him out easy. When you have him in the clinch, break the body down, throw the knees at the legs, because every time it goes a little bit longer, you're starting to see Izzy get a little bit more comfortable, or a little bit more flat.
Careless.
And that's the key. Put your size on him.
Nice right hand and maybe an elbow there from Adesanya.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, beautiful takedown.
Beautiful double leg by Jan Blachowicz. Got through the position and got big. He got real big on Adesanya there. Now he's passing the half guard. That was a very timely takedown there by the champ.
This is huge, and with plenty of time to work, 3 minutes to go.
And just let him carry you if you're Jan Blachowicz. Just make him carry you. Be heavy. Squeeze on him. Position over submission. Don't do too much to allow Adesanya easily back to his feet.
This is what he talked a lot about doing. Felt like if he could stay heavy on top of Adesanya, he could change the complexion of this fight.
Well, this is huge. This is absolutely huge, especially if he can maintain top position and do some damage.
Just leaning on him. You saw Izzy try to turn to his left hip. Jan threw a half Nelson there, put him back flat.
And you're seeing some heavy breathing from Izzy on the bottom.
Because this feels, different, right? He's got a big guy on top of him, leaning on him heavy, keeping the far side underhook controlled.
Good head pressure.
Jan's doing a great job of not trying to rush or force anything and just control. And this will be another time for Jan to stay in half guard. Half guard will allow him to keep more control on the top.
And there's a perfect example of it right there. As Izzy went to reach up for the head,
Yep.
Jan was able to use that leg that he's holding in between his two legs to force him back down, along with pressure from the upper body.
This has gotten very interesting as we get through round 4.
Yes, now hammer fists.
Blachowicz hasn't gone to his offensive wrestling all that often recently, but he came in tonight with the highest takedown percentage accuracy-wise among active light heavyweights.
Well, this is absolutely huge for him.
It works twofold, right? It gets him around, but it also wears on Adesanya.
Yes. He steps over in the side control.
You see, this makes it a little more difficult. He should have stayed half guard there. Because when guys get actually, by putting the arm in between, he just replaced the arm with the leg. So, good job by Jan there. Not leaving the bottom of the body free for Izzy to bridge and turn.
Now he can knee the body. I'd like to see him try to knee the body. And now he's moving into crucifix, perhaps. If he can get that left arm of Adesanya between his arms.
This is massive for Jan Blachowicz, man.
Back to half guard.
Big round for him.
Huge, and a huge moment. Now, 3 minutes of domination on the ground. That's big. Ground and pound, wearing Izzy out.
It gives you an idea, Joe, what he needs to do in round 5, especially if the score is 2-2, which is what it looks like to me.
Good shots to the body.
And those hurt.
Oh, there's a good elbow.
Like you said, that big Viking punches hard, even from down there.
Well, things are getting very interesting. Could conceivably be 2-2 as we hit our 5th and final round.
Very nice.
I to samo, jak poczułeś, to samo jeszcze raz.
Keep doing the same thing. If you felt it's working, then keep doing it. Keep your hands up and make sure you use the left jab. Double up on the jab. This is the last round.
Right here you see Blachowicz land that straight right hand, knocks Izzy off balance. Body kick by Blachowicz. Right here, watch him change levels. Gets into the hips of Adesanya, leaned over, but is so big and powerful that he just ran right into him and then ground and pound. I mean, this was a big round for Jan Blachowicz in the 4th round to really regain his composure and put himself back into this fight.
And Joe, if you're Blachowicz, you got to think one more takedown secured might be enough to retain the belt.
Blachowicz is breathing very heavy.
Nobody's been able to control Izzy like that. Once Jan got him down, he did not look like he was going to be able to get away from him at all.
No, he was just surviving. Woo. He just bites those feints, doesn't he?
He does. But that is where he's got to go to his takedown. When he throws that lead left hand, then he should shoot on Adesanya. He cannot try to just shoot on him from the open. He's got to throw something at Izzy to get Izzy leaning back. That's one of the faults to Izzy's style. He leans back to avoid punches. By doing that, his head and chest goes behind his legs, and Jan can change levels to try to shoot into a takedown.
Like right there.
Nice defensive movement by Adesanya. Trying to force a reaction out of Blachowicz.
Blachowicz is breathing very heavy here.
Yeah, and carrying his hands real low.
Oh, he got stung.
That grappling seems to have taken a lot out of Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah, you saw it at the beginning of the round. Before the round started, he was breathing very heavy.
Nice jab from Blachowicz, but he is breathing mouth open here down the stretch. Just over 3 minutes to go.
But he has landed in this round, honestly. These guys are going tit for tat. He has managed to get out of the way of the big strikes of Adesanya. Adesanya needs to take some risk.
Oh,
beautiful.
Beautiful spinning back kick there, yes.
To the body.
Beautiful there by Izzy.
A definite urgency here from Adesanya in round 5. Nice stick there by Blachowicz.
Izzy's the fresher guy for sure. He's done this before, right? I think this is the first time Jan's had to go 5 rounds, especially in the UFC.
Oh,
there it is.
There it is.
That's that takedown. If you look at
absolutely
this is massive.
Huge. This is so huge.
And it came right at the midpoint of round 5. If you're Adesanya, gotta figure out a way to get up.
You have got to be urgent if you're Adesanya. But if you look at the takedown, you see again, Adesanya's head and chest got behind his legs. Jan changed levels and got to the double leg. Beautiful position by the champion.
And perhaps that was strategic for Blachowicz to wrestle more late than early. The Adesanya camp seemed to think they were going to get this type of approach early on in the fight. They did not.
Well, Izzy's got the guard open. He needs to be getting his feet on the hips to try to push Blachowicz away from him. He cannot accept here and lay on his back.
Yeah, he's scrambling, but as he does, now he moves to half guard.
That's worse. This is worse for him.
Much worse.
This is much worse. Jan getting the half guard is worst case scenario. He needed to keep Jan in full guard so that he can try to elevate his hips and push him in. He tried to just explode into a bigger man there. That won't work. He's got to collect an underhook.
Jan might move to mount here.
If I'm Jan Blachowicz, Joe, I'm laying right on top of him here, and I'm securing this round, yes. No unnecessary risks.
But if he thinks he can stop him.
Well, Izzy's done enough to manage the damage, you know, so I don't know if Jan feels like there's an opening to get a finish. So he just is going to grind him out, keep punching, keep working just enough to avoid the referee from standing him up.
Now Izzy's going to use his foot to push off and try to reverse the position. The difference in weight is so substantial, though. I mean, we know that Jan was managing his weight and cutting to get down to 205. We got to assume he's in the 220 range.
Yes, he is. 222, 223. And I love the way when Izzy tries to turn back into him, he just shoots the half Nelson. Shoots the half Nelson, puts him flat on his back. And again, last three, look at Izzy trying to just bridge into the bigger man. And that is not the correct technique.
He grunted there and exerted a lot of energy to try to get out of it. And Jan is completely controlling him. And this is the end of the round.
Yeah, for 3 more minutes, Jan Blachowicz was on top of his outside. Wow. He did go to mount, Joe. A big look.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, unless Adesanya had 3 rounds banked.
He lost those last 2 for certain.
For certain.
And credit to both parties, but for Jan Blachowicz, making the first defense of his title, you got a guy moving up at 20-0, and he did not bat an eye. They go the full 25 minutes, and Adesanya potentially has done enough to become a simultaneous 2-division champion, but Blachowicz wrestled effectively late.
Boy, very complicated. Look at that. Check there. Right hand by Blachowicz. Look at that jump spinning back kick under the armpit. And now here's the takedown. And this was huge. Absolutely huge. Now here's the end of the round. Here's Blachowicz hammer fisting him. I mean, he really got urgent towards the end of the round. And then Izzy turned sideways, opened it up, and then Jan got on top of him to full mount.
So this fight came together rather quickly after UFC 253 last September, a night on which both of these guys shined in a big way on Fight Island. And it will either be Jan Blachowicz successful in defense #1, or we will be looking at our 5th simultaneous 2-division champion in UFC history. You got to think Glover Teixeira somewhere here in Vegas, watching with bated breath as to how these scorecards will shake out.
And honestly, John, with Glover's fight style, he would be excited, right? Because the way he wrestles and grinds guys out, he has to like his chances against either of these guys, especially after seeing Adesanya grounded for the first time.
I can be your bodyguard.
Buff taking his sweet time.
That is taking long. So Adesanya would have had 3 rounds in the bag through 3 in order to win this fight. If Jan Blachowicz eked out one of those first 3 rounds, he remains a champ.
And it's also, it speaks to the problem with scoring, because the difference in the domination on the ground of those last 2 rounds is pretty significant. Is it enough for a 10-8?
All right, the official decision is brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate can save you money on your monthly mortgage payment. Visit rate.com to get started. One final time tonight. Here is Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 49-46, 49-45, and 49-45 for the winner. And still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Poland, Jan Blachowicz.
What a way to defend the belt. And Joe, to your point,